Okay, take two. Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome back to the Unhinged BookCast. This is a book podcast hosted by two book besties. I'm LJ.
And I'm Jess. Whether this is your first time joining or you've been here from the start, we are happy and thankful that you are joining us.
Whether we're deep diving into thoughts and theories or just riding the vibes, we love discussing our current reads with each other and now with all of you.
Tonight we have finished reading Dawn of the North, which is book 3 in the Ashen series by Demi Winters.
So make sure you have finished reading through the series and you will be free from spoilers.
Speaking of spoiler-free, you can join our discussions chapter by chapter in our club on the Fable app.
While we're on it, please do all the things liking, following, and subscribing on all of our platforms for the Unhinged BookCast.
It helps us grow and reach new friends. But before we get started, we need to give a quick content warning.
We are reading romantic fantasy books, which tend to include war, violence, and the occasional roll in the furs.
Though our conversations tend to skirt these topics, we do frequently use naughty words that are not intended for little listening ears.
Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started because we have finished the book. And this is oh my
Yes.
goodness, I can't wait to talk about it.
New characters, interestingly enough, we really didn't have any new characters in this chapter chunk, which was
Right.
crazy for the series because there's been so many. But we
But,
have two that we want to talk about
yep,
that evolved a little bit.
yep. So I want to bring up the concubine, Eldrin,
Hmm.
which I kind of called it. I don't remember this last episode or the episode before that about how I was like, oh, I feel like the favored concubine is going to come back in
You did.
some way or another.
Hmm.
And she did. She is Caldra and she was coming to kill the king. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought that was neat.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly, that kind of
not
like
that
I know
murder's
you
neat,
said
but
that. Like I remember you said that like she's gonna come back and stuff, and I agreed with you on that, but it still surprised me just a little bit how that played out. I know we'll talk about it later, but and then we have Jarl Agnar, which I don't know if we've actually talked about him at
I
all,
don't know
but
that we did.
yeah, so not really new necessarily in this part 3, but is the Jarl that Jarl Hakon has been kind of at war against. I don't know, there's been strife between their two bands or whatever. Um, but we kind of get to meet him in this chapter chunk, and he seems kind of cool. He's like the youngest of the Jarls, and he's frequently underestimated, which is something that him and Scylla bond over, I guess you could say.
Hmm.
And I think he's going to be, I don't know. The interesting thing is that, like, why would, because Tala is working for, Lady Tala is working for Signy, we find out.
Yeah.
And so she's been intercepting the messages between, things that are
Hacken.
going from Agnar
Yeah.
back to Hakon and from Scylla to him and stuff. So she's been trying to sabotage this relationship from the start here. And so I'm just wondering why him, because there's a lot of Jarls,
Yeah.
some that even seem like they could be more powerful than him. So why him? Like I wonder if him or his band, his guys, whatever, is there something special about them that like why they targeted him
Yeah.
specifically?
My
So
thought was like, does she know that they're maybe both of them have um Galdra?
yeah, that could definitely be.
Yeah,
Definitely.
since that's kind of what she's going for and looking to find.
Yeah.
All
And I
right.
guess I guess
Oh,
real quick on characters, I guess we could bring up Ingvar too.
oh
Because
yeah,
he
the
kind of
king.
evolved a lot too, because we kind of find out that he also was working for Tala or working for Signy. I mean, obviously working for Signy, but I don't know if he knew he was, but he was with Tala. Like he was helping with the sabotaging for
Yeah,
sure. So,
cool. Let's do location, location, location.
hmm.
So I have a couple updates real quick that the little we talked about it before. So it was when we were talking about when Grandma Britta was dying or
Hmm.
whatever.
Brita. Hmm.
Yeah, they sent a healer, and that one was from I think Suitor,
Yeah, and
or
they
no,
said
not
like from
Suitor.
the what they said from the south.
That yes, it's a different continent from the south of
Hmm.
Isildur. And then I also noticed because I was looking through the glossary that Zagadka, so in the glossary, it says the mysterious island nation to the south of Isildur,
Mm-hmm.
because I know we've been wondering about where things were and stuff like that, especially last
Mm-hmm.
time. So I wanted to throw those in there.
Yeah.
And then just for leaving this book, but also for now, we are leaving the series until another book
Oh.
comes out. So what we have is we have Scylla, Ray, Saga, Cassander, the Blood Axe crew, all of that. They are in Copa,
Mm-hmm.
and Karaki has just showed up
Yeah.
because Kiv, the town of Kiv, is gone, he says.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what happened, but Kiv is gone, the town of Kiv, because the dragon has awoken. And then the only other kind of people I could think of that we were kind of missing out on their location, but it might be important, is Jonas is still with the queen, Signy, in Sunavik.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they are headed to Roxgarde.
Rocks Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we don't know where that's at.
Except for, again, in the glossary,
Okay.
that one says it's an unknown location where Master Alphison and Queen Signy are gathering an army.
Okay. Unknown. Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Unknown. Who knows what that means? Other than I wonder if it's in the Norderlands because that's where she came from.
Right. That's true. That's a good
That
thought.
was my only
Yeah.
other thought there.
Yeah.
So do you have anything for history?
I did not put anything for history because it really didn't seem like there was any that I can remember. There was no like stories from the past or new things that came up as far as history goes. So,
And I agree with that. So I was thinking, like, as I just said, since we are leaving this book and we're leaving the series for now, like, I was kind of thinking, like, going through the glossary, I was like, okay, I want to like look at the gods and stuff like that. And so
hmm.
the couple that are listed in the glossary are Habrak, the god of battle, honor, luck, and weather.
Okay.
And it's one of the old gods of Isildur. And then Mala, the goddess of love, war, and death.
Hmm.
Also name of one of the moons. Mara, the goddess of knowledge, healing, and peace. One of the old
Hmm.
gods of Isildur, and the name of one of the moons. And then obviously Merkur, the god of chaos and darkness,
Hmm.
um, which we know. And then they have the seasonal gods in here from Zagadka, which are
Hmm.
the Spring Maiden, Brother Summer, the Autumn Crone, and Old Man Winter.
Hmm.
Um, and then also we have Stajarna, which is quote unquote mother of the stars or Sunavald's wife and the
Yeah.
goddess of weaving, fertility,
Oh,
and guidance.
interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Which, so jump over to what it says a weaver is in the glossary is a type of Galdra capable of weaving the threads of the past, present, and future into the
Hmm.
tapestry. So I think there's some stuff going on there, especially with like last time and like how the moon lit the book and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. The
Or
Moonlit
that was this
Book.
time. That was this
It,
time.
yeah. Well, and then
I'm so
also
confused.
in the past, in the part two, I believe, when Scylla was like Marker was really giving her hell and whatnot, and she like sat down in the moonlight coming through her window and he
Hmm.
quieted. So that was also, yeah,
Interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then the only other one I had was Sunvald, which is the sun god and the
Hmm.
god of fire and might. And he is the king of the old gods, is what it says. King, not one of, but he is the king of
The
them.
king. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that was interesting. Um, and then also just because we're in history, um, Roker or whatever it is, I keep calling
Uh-huh.
it Ragnarok, but
Yeah.
Roker. So it says it's the twilight of days. It is foretold in legend that the volcanoes will erupt and bring death and fire to Isildur.
Hmm.
I don't remember hearing anything about the volcanoes erupting.
I think Cracky may have said something about it when they very, very first talked with him.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But we didn't hear anything about like um Roker or whatever
No.
until oh, what's grandma's name? Ray's grandma's name.
Harpa? Harpa,
Harpa.
Harper.
Harpa was saying anything about when she was did the weaving and everything, remember? And we were talking about the serpent, the
Yep.
tree, the dragon, the queen.
Yep.
And so
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. Like, I
yeah,
know neither one of us had a ton of notes on this chapter chunk, but
there was a
there's
lot
still
just
so
to
much
talk
to
about
think
and think
about.
about. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's just what I wanted to put in history because it's like it
Okay.
obviously is
Yeah,
things that weren't happening right this minute, but I definitely think it's things to think on setting this series aside for now. So,
definitely. Yeah. Looking
yeah.
forward.
Yeah. So speaking of forward, let's talk about clues and possible foreshadowing.
Okay.
And we actually did have some notes for this one. So,
Yeah.
um, I first off had in chapter 53 that Cass and Saga get married, and she's
Yay.
not mad about it.
I'm not mad about it either.
I'm not mad about it either. It was cute, but it
I
was
had a hard time
different.
trusting him for a minute,
I
but
know
I
you
like
did.
him. I like him. You know what? This book gave me PTSD, okay?
That is fair. That is fair. I mean, I knew Jonas was gonna be bad. I seen
I
that
know
one
you
coming a
did.
mile
I
away.
know you did. I was trying to give the man the benefit of the doubt, okay? It was the blonde hair that threw me. It's never the blonde hair guy.
And that's still it. Well, and you thought Ray was like really old.
I did. I did. I messed up on that. I corrected that in one of our episodes because I
You
definitely
did.
read that wrong.
That you did. All right.
Hmm.
Chapter 55. So when Kritka shows up with this
Hecla.
has Hella's or a
That's
Heffa with a
fitting.
Heffa's arm.
Hecla.
Hekla's arm. And this whole like band of grim wolves like to
Yeah.
save them. I thought that was fantastic and I loved it.
That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
Also thinking about like all the dreams that Scylla has had of like the forest maiden, like she didn't even realize that that's what she was dreaming of, but every dream was about like all these grim wolves around her and stuff. So
Yeah.
that was cool. Those are her grim wolves. Grim wolves. Why can't I say that? Yep.
Yep. Yep. That are looking, yeah, it's yeah, I like it.
And then I have in chapter 57. So this is what I keep grabbing onto here. So as Scylla and the warriors are going through the Heartwood, she notes how the woods feel older than the gods themselves, older than Merkur. Again, this makes me just like wonder what's up with the gods? When did they come to be? Who created them? Are they created? I don't know. It's just interesting to me. Like, is there a
Hmm.
bigger, badder, or gooder, I don't know, bigger like bad slash good, a bigger power out there? I just have a lot of questions about the gods
I
because that's
do too.
two times now that they've talked about something feeling like it was older than the gods. And it
Hmm.
doesn't feel like it's just a passing like turn of phrase when they say that. To me anyway, it seems like there's something there. I don't know. I don't know. And
I
maybe
would
it's from
agree.
past series that we've read where it's like you think that this is the big bad and then it's like, oh no, there's a bigger bad.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just interesting to me.
There's just a lot going on too, like that they're in play, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Gives
It's
me
just
this like
interesting
they're in
how
their own
like
realm and
yes,
they can
because
change fates and maybe they're having their own wars and stuff like that. And
yes.
yes,
Exactly,
it's a
because it's like
very
Merkur could not touch Saga while she was in Zagadkia. And then as soon
uh-huh.
as she gets back into the whatever continent, like she to her continent,
She feels
then she feels
Scylla
him.
again and she yeah,
And
and all of
Merkur.
it's back. Yeah.
And so but then in Zagadkia they have their own gods.
Uh-huh.
And so it's like and then we've got the bear god. which we really haven't gotten to see a whole
from the
lot of.
Urkins
Yeah.
that we don't know
So
where
it's
they
like,
came from.
are they all legit? But then is there like a bigger power?
Yep.
I don't know. The gods have got me flustered a little bit here on like, I don't know what I think about all of it.
I all I think is it's neat and it's exciting. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah. Um chapter 59, Scylla basically challenges Merker to a duel. And all I
Did
could think
not
of
see that
is
coming.
like like Cowboy Showdown is like all I could think of.
Oh my gosh, that
And it
got me
was so
so
funny.
anxious.
I was like, well, that escalated quickly.
Right.
It
Yeah,
was kind of what
really
I was like,
legit.
oh,
Yep. Yep.
I was like, oh, we are actually going to get this battle in this book, which I didn't expect. And
I know.
that was threw me for a loop. So
Yep. Yep.
yeah. Chapter 66. We've defeated Merker with Saga returning to help. And I know like you had some
hmm
more thoughts on this though.
Yeah, so like I couldn't remember it was 66 or 67 because I read all of this in one, like I sat down for 2 hours and just read the whole chunk
That's
in one.
exactly what I did. I told you I was like, I'm gonna finish this. I
I
already
was
know I
just a
am.
few days later than you. But yeah, so like Saga shows up. Isa, Scylla, whatever. She's been taken over by Merker and she's tried everything that she thought was gonna work to kill this. I mean, it's Merker, but in the bear.
Yeah.
And so Saga basically like throws and weaves her power into Scylla and ends up like restoring her, which is so cool because I think you more than me has really been calling that they're connected. I mean, I knew
Mhm.
they were connected, but you've really been like throwing that out
From
there.
the
Like I feel like
beginning.
every
Yeah.
episode that like they're connected and their powers are connected and stuff like that. And I definitely agree with that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was interesting because I feel like we kind of both of us kind of called that it was going to take the two of them together to undo this darkness. So that was really cool. That was really cool. I want to say I saw that coming, but it was cool the way it played out, I feel like.
Yeah. I think so too. Kind of confusing, but
It was. I have more on that later actually in my thoughts and theories
okay.
and how I rated the book. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then in chapter 69, um so Savala's curse has been lifted. The forest, sorry, the forest has been fortified and restored. We've got the forest maiden back to her second half. She started restoring things and whatnot. However, for a minute there, I was like, hold on a second. How do we have, what, two more books coming, right? Supposedly?
Yep.
I was like, how do we have two more books coming? Because like Merker's been defeated and stuff, but then you keep reading and you realize like Merker and Roker are still the big bad. Like Merker has been vanquished from the girls, from Scylla and Saga, it seems, but he has not been defeated yet.
Yes.
Yeah, so she
Correct.
did not kill him in the forest with the whole thing with the shield and shooting the power back at the bear, the dark power and stuff like that. She did not kill him. And that was
She has
slightly confusing for me
released
for like
herself
a
in the
little
Vol
bit.
6 from
Yes, so they're not under the curse anymore. Her and Saga are no longer under Merker's thumb.
Mhm.
However, he is still 100% in play. We still have
Mhm.
this whole thing going on with Roxgarde and Roker and now the dragons, all this stuff going on. So,
Yeah. Yep. And Roker, whatever it is. Yep. Yep.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. And then at the end of this little powwow they're having in the hall
hmm
back in Copa, um, Cracky comes running through the door. Crikey. Um, and he's saying that like the town of Kiv has been it's gone, is what he says. It says
hmm
it's gone. That's all he says. And that the dragon has awoken.
Yeah.
So
I was
that
wondering when we were going to see the dragon.
uh-huh. Yes. Yes. So that's very exciting to me,
Oh yeah.
especially.
Oh yeah.
So, because
We have
I've
a
been
much
calling
bigger
this
battle on our
from the
hands coming.
beginning, like
hmm
I think even episode one, when we were just looking through the map, that I was like, sleeping dragons. I bet they're real sleeping dragons.
Yeah.
So, this is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
And I wonder if these gods are these sleeping dragons, and
Mm.
now Merker is one of the dragons that has
Mm.
been put back into a body, more or less, because remember he was like, you have to be,
He
or
has,
maybe it was part of the bargain or the
yeah.
duel, whatever the rules of the duel, that Scylla made, is that he had to be in a body that like she could defeat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes me wonder if that kind of gave him permission to be back in this realm or whatever in dragon form.
Mm.
And I wonder if we will have to wake up more of the dragons
Mm-hmm.
or more of the gods, if
Mm.
that makes sense,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah,
defeat
that makes sense.
whatever is going on. So
Yeah. Okay.
that just got into thoughts and theories, but I mean, that's kind of what I've been thinking from the beginning anyway. But
Yeah. Which can I just say too, like this bargain pissed me off. Again, like these people need to
yeah,
learn how to make their bargains better.
I think she
The
did
fact that,
decent.
well, okay, but the fact like she could have thrown that one little detail in there that like he goes, okay, none of your guys can touch my
Yeah, that's true.
avatar. She should have also been like, okay, well, none of your stuff can touch me.
Touch me.
Because
Yeah.
that made it so much harder with the stupid mist and all that stuff. That
Yeah.
made me frustrated. But okay.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. All right. Let's talk about this epilogue.
Mm,
So the king is dead,
you
but
think?
yes, he's dead. Um, and because he's dead, okay, remember his like prophecy from the last book, the
Mm-hmm.
very beginning of that
Yep.
one, was that he
Yep.
would be killed by Galdra.
Yep.
So the consort is Galdra, but the
Mm-hmm.
queen kept her there because the queen is Galdra, so that when she frames this person, it also fills the prophecy. Because, like, I don't know, if somebody were to find out that he was killed by a Galdra and she is caught, then they know that she's Galdra. Does that make sense? This is what I'm
It,
thinking. Obviously, I don't
yeah.
know, but that's what it screamed to me, was that this was
Okay.
a plan,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she's Galdra.
See, I'm not sure because I'm thinking, okay, so I'm honestly not 100% convinced that he is actually dead. I'm 99.9% convinced that he is. But the dude keeps coming back to life after things happening that he should not be living through, like the
That's
explosion,
true.
the horse killing him, all the stuff. And then the prophecy did say that it was Galdra that was going to kill him. So then, when Eldrin comes in, I was like, okay, so she's Galdra, she's going to kill him and stuff. But also that seems somewhat anticlimactic for me that this unknown concubine that we've met once or twice is going to be the one that finishes him off. And so then, yeah, Signy comes in, but they made a big deal of, or like Demi Winters made a big deal of the king when he got stabbed, thinking, okay, I know from previous injuries not to remove this knife because then it will be fatal or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so she comes in, Signy comes in and she removes it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, A, when the Weaver said that Galdra is going to kill you, okay, so maybe he is dead, and Eldrin technically is the one who killed him because she did put the knife in the place where,
But
like,
that
if it was
didn't kill
removed,
him.
it did not kill him if it would have been removed properly. But then Signy comes in, she's the one who removes the knife. So then I'm like, okay, I had the same thought. So she's Galdra then.
Mm-hmm.
Or was there a little like, are the Weavers 100% accurate? Do we know that? Like, are they 100% accurate? Or is it kind of like, it could be this or it could happen this way kind of thing. So like the Galdra
True.
like landed the killing blow, but Signy was technically the one to kill him, or the Galdra landed the blow. Signy's the one who pulled the knife out. Therefore, that's the point. That's the reason that he's actually going to be alive because she's not Galdra. Or maybe she is. I don't know. Maybe she is Galdra and she is the one that
See,
kills
I
him.
think,
I
well,
don't
and
know.
okay, but remember how like Merker at one point was saying about how, I think to Scylla in her head, about how um Signy wasn't couldn't do the things that Scylla did or whatever and wasn't my pet. And then
Yeah,
Signy's talking about how Merker isn't talking to her anymore.
right.
And she's got to be Galdra. And I've been saying that for a while.
No, I know, and I agree with you. I do. I want to believe that she is, whether it's natural or stolen Galdra. I don't know. What do you think
Oh,
about that? Do you think it's natural Galdra, or do you think that she has stolen it because they've done all these experiments and stuff? Do you think that she has
I think
given
it's
herself power?
natural. And because she was
Okay.
taken away from her homeland,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't have access to her magic in this kingdom.
Okay.
And so,
That's a very good thought. Mm-hmm.
but she
Because we have
obviously
seen that, like,
wanted to be the queen over here and everything like that and
yeah.
pushed her sister so that she'd be
Did
the one
I
that
don't
could
know
get
if she wanted to
married.
be queen or if she was just like has really good survival instincts though.
I think she had a plan.
Okay.
Or Merker was in her head and was like, this is how we do this,
Yeah, possible.
like he was
Mm-hmm.
trying to do with Scylla. So that's,
So you think the king is dead. I'm still
I
gonna
think the
say that
king's
he
dead.
might not be 100. I don't.
I think if
There is
he
1 little
comes
percent of
back
me
as a
that
Draugr.
thinks,
If he
okay,
comes back, it'll be as a Draugr. But he's
interesting.
dead. The king is
Okay.
dead. 100%
Okay.
the king is dead. Because
Okay.
that puts her in power. That puts
It
her
does.
on the
Mm-hmm.
throne. That makes her the queen.
Mm-hmm.
And she answers to nobody else. And then so whatever she commands both armies. So her
True.
little secret army and the Clanar and everything.
Yeah, true.
So
Okay.
I think the king is dead. But
Okay.
I also don't think he'll come back as a Draugr because that would be obvious.
Yeah, and honestly, it would kind of be sort of dumb.
It would be dumb. Yeah. But it would, yeah, just be stupid.
Yeah.
She's the queen. And then I'm like, okay, is she this the queen that nobody knows
Yep.
from our
Yep.
little
Because we have the serpent, the dragon, the tree, and the queen. We know the
Mhm.
serpent, we know the dragon, we know the tree,
Yep.
the queen. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I had the thought too.
That was like most of my thoughts. But so quotes and honorable mentions. Got anything?
No, I don't.
All mine is in chapter 68 and I may have to reread it, but Rainier fucking Galtung, and then there's a whole bunch of
Yeah.
emojis. So
I think that was the first time that she
he's
like used his full name and she's like, "Oh, I used your full name."
uh-huh. That's all
Yeah.
I got. But
Yep.
he is by far top book boyfriend, book husband
Book
ever.
husband. I like when you said that. I was like, yeah, he's book husband
Uh-huh.
100%. Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious. Okay, hot and bothered. So let's go to Love Island. Do we have anybody new?
I had the same note as you, so let's let you take
Okay.
it.
You no, you go for it.
Okay, yeah. So Gunnar and Kaya,
Yeah.
which
Them
is
sitting and giggling
interesting.
at the
Oh my
table.
gosh. Interesting. Like obviously it's not like going to be our main love story or even us really
Yeah.
probably much of a side love story, but yeah. I do
Just a
like
little.
that Gunnar found somebody
And Kaya
else
did as well.
and Kaya did as well. Yes.
Yep.
And I guess while we're on Love Island, I will throw out there, maybe I should put this in quotes and honorable mentions, but I kept talking about there's the thing that was between Avend and Liv. What is the thing? And then last episode we were speculating like, is it the fact that she doesn't like dudes? And so yeah, so that came out this time. He finally is able to speak with Hecla and tell her what's up and how he was betrothed to her, how he was prepared to go through with it until he met Hecla, but how he knew it was never going to be much of anything
Yeah,
because the
because
thing is that she doesn't like men.
she doesn't like
Because
men.
she is with what's her face?
She's
Um,
making out with Rooney
with
in the
Rooney. Yeah.
hallway. So
Yeah. So that is the thing. So we just clear that up. There we go. Close that part of the
that
chapter there, the
chapter's closed,
story.
except for
Yep.
hello, Liv and Rooney.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, girlfriend.
So yeah, I had to throw that in there too, I guess.
Yep. Oh man. Um, so yeah. So thoughts about this book and then theories for next books. I mean, I think we've kind of talked about a lot of our thoughts for
We
this
really
book.
have, yeah. Mhm.
Um, the only thing I didn't mention is that I think we would have had a better, I don't know, ending to this book if we would have ended with the dragon is awoken and we
Mhm.
would have not had the epilogue.
The epilogue.
I think
Mhm.
the epilogue, everything with Signy and the king dying is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
I think that would have been an amazing opening to the next fucking book.
Yep, I
That
hear
would
you on
because
that.
it
Mhm.
did get me fired up, but not as much as of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I feel like the book would have been better ended off before the epilogue.
Yeah, I didn't even realize there was an epilogue,
I didn't
honestly.
either.
And when I read the final chapter, I was like, okay, okay, cool. And then the epilogue comes, and I was like, okay.
Okay, we still have more. Got it. Yeah.
There's more. Um, I think that the purpose behind that though was to show us that like the big bad sort of, I guess the big bad in the next book, at least the next book, is gonna be like Signy and her warriors and this corpse bringers. Like still don't know what's going on with them. Um, yeah, to show us that like
I
that's
don't
where it's
know.
going. Because
Could
I think
be.
if it ended way with like the dragon is coming and stuff, then it's like the big bad is the gods. But I think the purpose of this series is more so it's not just the gods. Like there's also like Signy is at play and this Corpse Bringers crew and all that kind of
Yeah, and our
stuff.
Rooker, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Twilight of
Whatever
Days.
they have going on at Roxgarde, all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are your theories for the next book or the rest of the series?
Mm, I don't know because like I said, I think that the originally I was thinking, okay, we're gonna have a battle against the gods themselves, but with because of the epilogue, that kind of made pulled me back into like, okay, this in this series, it is going to be yes, Merkur, obviously Merkur, but Signy, the Draugr, the dragon, all these extra things. And it does also make me think that Signy is definitely the queen in this, the dragon, the serpent, the queen, the tree situation because
Yeah.
we've defeated the serpent. We have, I guess you could say, defeated the tree because they've, you know,
Yeah.
not killed the tree, but restored the tree to the forest maiden or whatever. So we've taken care of the serpent, we've taken care of the tree. So next book or next two books is going to be the dragon and then the queen, which is Signy, I think.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because originally I was thinking, okay, is the tree and the queen are those good things? Thinking the queen could be Saga or Scylla. And the
Yeah.
dragon and the serpent are, the bad things. I think the dragon and the serpent are Merkur's children, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And the tree is something that was originally good but was infected by Merkur. And I think maybe the queen could be the same situation where the queen, Signy, was originally good but was
Agreed.
infected
Yeah.
by Merkur.
Agreed.
So
Yeah.
I think we still need to defeat the dragon and the queen. And I think that's where the next books are going to go.
I'm still thinking, like I was talking about, that it's gonna be like a war of the gods or whatever. And I think
Yeah.
they're gonna have to put them into these dragon bodies or whatever so that they can fight.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And I do like that thought.
And I think
Hmm.
like the Signy thing is kind of gonna be separate from the dragon stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that because up until this point, we have not seen any evidence that Signy even knows anything about the dragons, have said anything about the dragons. So I can see how that would be kind of a separate
separate, yeah.
situation. Hmm.
But we don't really know what's happening with that and why
No.
she's getting this undead army and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's do cry counter
I'm still
so
at a
far for the series.
2.5 for the whole series, 2.5. Nothing
Nice.
new, but
Yep.
first few books got me a couple times.
It's okay. It happens. I'm at a 0 and that's normal. That's fine. All right, what did you rate this book?
This book I gave a 4.75.
Okay.
I was hard pressed. I really wanted to give it a 5 because the series in general is so good, but
Yeah.
the only thing about this book that gave me like I don't know is the fight scene between
Yes.
Scylla and the bear. Um, it was all great. It was going great. I was eating it up. The thing that got me was the ending and how it ended. That frustrated me. I felt like we should have at least seen that from Scylla's POV instead of from like Saga's point, like
Saga
everybody on the outside.
and Ray. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it felt very anticlimactic for such a big battle that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
That frustrated me. And then I kept like reading the next chapters, hoping that maybe we were going to get a Saga or a Scylla point of view. Good grief. Scylla POV on that fight, and we never did. And so that frustrated me. It felt just very like, okay, this happened. I wanted more from that ending of that battle scene. So
Yeah.
that alone is what made me not give it a 5.
Okay. I went with a 4.9 out of
Okay.
5 because
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to quite go 5, but I felt like it was really close. So
Yeah.
my reasons were kind of the exact same thing. And then also like I really thought that the the epilogue should not have been there. It should have been like the
Yeah.
first chapter in the next book.
Yeah.
I think that
Okay.
would have just like made everything like the better shock factor.
Mm-hmm.
Um and would have been an amazing way to just like start the next, 500-page book or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was thinking. And then, but obviously, I wanted to rate it really high because it was so good. Like, because if this is book 3 out of 5, like this should be the messy middle, right? Like,
Right.
this should be just a lot of information. But there was so much that happened, a lot of things that were also like concluded. Yes, we
Yes.
added things on, but like things that concluded and it all made sense with the story. Like, it was good. It wasn't just information dump. Like, there was information
Yeah.
dump, but it wasn't just
Yeah.
information dump and then move on to the next one. It was things were happening. We weren't expecting to have a fight scene. We thought, it was just going to get kind of pushed off. And it
Yep.
happened, which totally took me by surprise, but I liked
Me
that
too.
it actually happened. It kept the book moving. I'm thinking keeps the series moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked that. And I just wanted to point out that like that should be high points in there too. Because
Yes,
most
definitely.
books in the middle are just messy and
Mm-hmm.
not a good time, but you have to read them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. So
all
on
right.
that note, then what would you give the series for stars?
The series is still one of my favorites
Yeah.
for sure. I don't know if I can rate them right now because all of them that we've done just on the podcast in general have been incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it difficult. Um, so yeah, I'm not, but it's definitely high up there as one of my favorites,
Yeah.
like period that I've read.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, I would give it, honestly, I would actually give it the series as a whole a 5 stars just because every book has been so good. And not
yeah,
only like even the novella, like we talked about, was so
yeah,
good. There's little tiny, I mean, I feel like we're nitpicking a little bit as far as like the
yeah.
little things that we don't like in the book. Overall, this series has been awesome. So awesome.
I agree. I agree. So how do you feel about doing a completed series next?
That would be amazing. It really would.
Then let's get into it.
Yeah, so now that we are done with all of the currently published books in the Ashen series by Demi Winters, I suppose we should move on to the next one.
Yes. And I am so excited for this one. We will be reading all 3 books that are now out in the Nightfall trilogy by Chloe. I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm just gonna try. Pinoranda.
Yeah, there you go. Paranda, Paranda.
Yeah. So these are a little bit shorter book. So we will be reading all three of these books over about 6 weeks.
The first episode will be starting with book one, The Stars Are Dying, and we will be reading through chapter 29.
Yep. And this will be starting next week.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
All right. We hope you are all enjoying reading through the Ashen series by Demi Winters with us.
To keep up with our next reads and other fun book related stuff, do all the things liking, following, and subscribing on all of our platforms.
As we just talked about, we will be starting our next series next week with the Nightfall trilogy.
The first episode will be book one, The Stars Are Dying, chapters 1 through 29.
If you can't wait to talk about it, you can do so over on the Fable app and discuss with us spoiler-free chapter by chapter.
And as always, buddy reading any book with book besties is so much fun.
So make sure to share our podcast with your book besties. And if you don't have any book besties,
Then become one of ours. And until next week, fill those drinks with ice.
and your books with spice. Bye.
Bye.